All right, everyone, welcome down. It's been a year. I'm lying. It hasn't. Well, we started in like June. It's been half a year.
It's
been half a year for Those Nerds You Know Pod.
God.
Which is great. It's amazing.
It's like an anniversary, but it's not.
Yes, precisely that. But here we are, another week. Myself, Ethan, and
Eddy.
We are Those Nerds You Know, and we're here to talk to you and each other about what has happened in the year of 2017 for nerdy stuff and what's coming to us in 2018.
Because it's been a pretty good year for nerdy stuff.
Gosh,
everything else has been pretty crappy. But at least the entertainment side has been entertaining.
Yes,
as
indeed.
it needs to be.
That is true. So we've seen great stuff. We've seen crappy stuff. We've seen disappointing stuff. We've seen amazing stuff that we didn't expect to be so good, I don't think.
And we have lots of good things coming for the next year.
Accurate. Goodness gracious. Where do you want to start, Eddy?
I don't know.
We can start with what I just got into. I just bought myself a Switch last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It's been a really good year for Nintendo.
My gosh,
Holy
yes.
crap.
I mean, on top of that, I bought a SNES Classic.
Yeah, which also came out this year.
Yeah, it also came out this year. That was the first time I actually purchased a quote-unquote console in years. And then this Switch, I guess, would be a real console that I purchased. But yeah, I bought a Switch last week. I got Zelda for it, like you do.
Oh, man, like all the people did. 100% connection rate with the Switch purchase.
Yes.
At least way back like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, and goodness gracious, that game's every bit as good as people say it is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It has sucked up so much of my time. And I didn't expect it to. Like, I went in and I was like, all right, I've heard all the good things about it. It's great. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I'll enjoy it and all that stuff.
And then it won so many Games of the Year awards.
Yes. And then I just started playing one day and didn't stop until my Switch was like, hey, you're going to die. And I was like, oh, I should charge this. So then I just put it on its dock and played it on the TV.
I have a 40-inch TV, so that's all I played it on. Like, I haven't taken it out of my dock, I don't think, at all.
I played on the TV when, like, it's just... it sounds really lazy of me, but I mean, like, the ability to just sit in my bed and play it. Yeah. Play this great, amazing game in this wonderful high-def 720. Just sitting in, but that's amazing to me. It's great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I say this as a human being that sleeps 4 feet away from his television. So
I'm the same way. I just have a bigger TV, so it looks better to play on that than the tiny screen.
Yeah. But yeah, that's amazing. And then I bought like the day after I got my Switch, I bought a couple of smaller games off the eShop, just to have something to play like on a lunch break or something like that if I'm at work. I can never remember the name of
you can describe it.
It's GEM, but I never remember what GEM stands for, so I'm gonna look at it right now.
Click, click, click.
Graceful Explosion Machine.
It
is
interesting. Amazing.
It's so much fun. It's a neat little bullet hell game.
I see.
And
you got Shantae too?
I did. I got Shantae Half Genie Hero.
Yeah.
Which is a super fun platform. So I got a platformer and I got like a bullet hell Galaga-esque game. Yeah. With a little more control. The Graceful Explosion Machine has been a lot of fun. It's very, very challenging. It works on a like a grading scale. So like when you finish a level, it'll give you a grade, which is just maniacal because
you got to play it again.
I got to play it until I get
those 3 stars.
Decent grade. It's not even that. It's an A, B, C, D scale. And so like you pass it and you're like, yeah, I got it. It's like you got a D. Like,
oh man.
And the reason it is because like you're given a certain amount of lives for each level, and each level has 3 phases. But if you die, so if you lose a life, you have the option of restarting from the last phase. But when you do that,
your grade goes down.
All of your score goes back to 0.
I see.
So you only have
that amount of time.
Right. So you only have a small amount to get back the points that you had, and you probably won't do that. So essentially, if you want a good grade, you have to go through it without dying. And that is easier said than done. And then Shantae Half Genie Hero is a really fun platformer. It's got
I haven't played it myself. My go-to platformer this past year has been Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's really good.
I played it once in my life, years ago. I should probably play it again. It's on the Switch, though,
Yeah.
Or a version of it, at least.
Yeah, well, there's the main game, and then there's some expansions, which are basically their own games as well.
Gotcha.
There's a recent one that came out this year. Which one was it? Maybe it was last year. It was either way. Plague of Shadows came out. Oh no, it was the Reaper one. Something of Darkness or something like that. But either, these games, like you can play a Shovel Knight in the main game, then you can play as the Plague Knight for the Plague of Shadows, and then you can play through more levels with the Reaper Knight, or whatever his name is. I don't remember his name. But anyway, it's a fun time.
That's cool. No, Shantae's a lot of fun. It reminds me of it honestly reminds me of Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, which is a game, my first video game, and I love that game. Love being able to play it on the SNES, and so I don't know, having a fun little platformer on the Switch is a really good time. So that's good. But overall, I love the Switch. It's really cool. It's a great time.
Shadow of Torment, by the way.
Shadow of Torment. Got it.
Made it. Thank you. Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Internet.
And that came out. Wait, that came out in 2015. No, that's Plague of Shadows. Never mind. Never mind. I'm being dumb.
Anyway. Got it. We're good. Yeah, I like the Switch. I like its portability. I like the amount of power it has for a portable system. It's really, really fun and really cool.
Yeah, it lasts a long time.
Yeah,
for like what it is.
Yep. There are little tricks to extend it. I really want to get I need to get a battery pack for it. Yeah,
it came out in this year. Shadow of Torment. So
cool.
Yes, made it in the 2017 era.
But yeah, that's obviously been incredible. And you've played Mario Odyssey.
Yes. Oh my God.
What's that like?
So good. So like, I don't know if you've played Banjo-Kazooie. You haven't played a lot of video games, but
Look, sir. Well, I haven't played a lot of video games in the past decade. But prior to that,
you will
man,
know.
I was hot stuff in the video game world.
Well, the Switch is going to have its virtual console soon, so all I'm expecting like the entirety of all the libraries to come out for this.
You can play ukulele on it. You can get a ukulele on it. I saw that and thought of you. I was like,
Ukulele's great too, but Banjo-Kazooie. Anyway, back in the Nintendo 64 era, Banjo-Kazooie was created by Rareware, who at the time was partnered with Nintendo, which Microsoft bought out, but that's a sad story anyway. Mario Odyssey feels like a lot like Banjo-Kazooie in the sense that it's very collecty. It's a collectathon.
Gotcha.
But to progress through the main game, it's not very difficult to find certain things. But if you want to get 100%, it took me maybe 45 to 50 hours, which isn't a lot, like at all. There's like 880 moons, I think, through the game.
What?
Yeah. But like
that's an absurd number.
I think you only need like 100 to actually beat the game.
Thank goodness, my word.
But the gimmick for the game is basically you have this partner named Cappy. He takes the form of your hat because Bowser pretty much destroys Mario's hat because he gets wrecked in the beginning. It's pretty hilarious, actually. But Cappy comes and basically imitates Mario's hat. Cappy is part of this race of ghosts with hats.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't remember the name of the race itself. But anyway, he can shapeshift into other hats. Yeah. And he shapeshifts into Mario's hat, and he has to go save his sister from Bowser, who has also kidnapped Peach. But Cappy's sister is the tiara, which Bowser is trying to marry Peach. Right. Bowser's trying to marry Peach, and the tiara is basically a wedding tiara. So,
I gotcha.
So you have to go through the game to prevent or to stop Bowser from marrying Peach, collecting all these precious items from each kingdom. And like there's a wedding ring, a wedding dress, and so forth and so on. And you go through these kingdoms, collect the moons, and then end up fighting Bowser at the end. Spoilers.
Don't tell me, Eddie.
But anyway, whenever you throw Cappy onto certain enemies, you basically transform into them.
Right.
Mario gets sucked into their psyche.
Okay.
Or something.
So is it just with enemies, or with like just basically
anything that can wear a hat?
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard. Like I'm trying not to give too much away, but at the same time,
you're good.
like there's a kingdom. It's called New Donk City or New Donk Kingdom or something like that.
That's one that I've constantly heard on. I've heard that.
It's the best level, like one of the best levels I've ever played in, like in any game, like period. But basically, there are human beings that are walking around through here, and there's like a few points where you can throw Cappy onto a human and become that human to do certain things in the game. But like you can become a frog at one point. Like you can become a cheep cheep, to swim. The fish, the red fish, the circling, the spherical fish.
I just made a face to tell Eddie that I was lost.
But like a lot of the common Mario enemy, you can be a Goomba, of course, and Goombas can stack on top of each other to get certain items and areas and stuff. Cool. But it's a fun time. Like it's so fluid. Like I'm super impressed by the fluidity of this game. Like you have 6 different jumps that you can do like in succession to each other. So like you can do a regular jump. You can throw Cappy to like hover in the air for a moment. You can jump to Cappy, jump off of Cappy, throw him again, and dive into him to get even farther. It's ridiculous. That's so fun.
That sounds really cool.
But and like you can become a wiggler at one point, and like it makes an accordion noise whenever you like move around the level and stuff. It's hilarious.
That's good.
It's really good. Like the Banjo-Kazooie had like transformation things in the game, but it was so annoying to actually get there. Like you have to go collect tokens from Mumbo Jumbo. Mumbo Jumbo transforms you into an animal or a different object, and then you can only do certain things, and you can't exit the level through with it and anything like that.
Interesting.
It was troublesome to say the least. But with Mario Odyssey, like it's so streamlined. Like just throw Cappy. No, you're the thing now.
That's really cool. I'd like to play it. I probably will play it. I'm just neck deep in Zelda right now. And that's where I'm going to be for
focus
a while.
on it, dude. Like go through as much as you can. Experience the joy.
It's super fun.
That all Switch owners have faced. Literally every Switch owner.
Yes, it's been so good.
That's what happens when you only have 2 games at release.
I still really badly want to play the Bomberman game. Because Bomberman was a game that I played as a kid. I played that on 64, and I really enjoyed it.
I hate Bomberman.
What you hate? That's funny. You just hated it.
I hate like the
the concept,
the game itself. Like I can't. It's confusing. I hate like the excuse me. I hate the board layout where you have to like dodge lines of explosions and like you're freaking out because you don't know where it's going to explode.
No, I love Bomberman. I love Bomberman as a kid. It's like the process of going through, because you upgrade your bombs as you go up, move through levels and things like that, and this is the process of seeing how cool and strong your bombs get as you go along is just so satisfying. That game was so cool.
Yeah, weapon upgrades are always a good thing to have.
Super fun. It's just it's a very simple mechanic that they did a lot of cool, neat stuff with. I wasn't much for like adventure games or puzzle type games like that. Like I played Zeldas when I was a kid, but I never finished a Zelda in my life because I just didn't have the patience or desire to sit down and figure out how to get through a dungeon. It's like I just wanted to cut stuff up. So I never really made it through a Zelda game. I've enjoyed this one, and I think now I'm a little bit more.
You would probably enjoy the others as well if you go back
I'm
to
sure
them.
I would.
Like with Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
I played a good bit of Wind Waker. Ocarina of Time was probably my first one. Actually, I say that, and I'm just not sure if Ocarina of Time was my first one, or if my first one might have actually been the one I had for Game Boy Color, which was like Zelda and
Link's Awakening.
No, it was like a Seasons. It was something about
Oracle of Seasons. Okay.
Gotcha.
And Oracle of Ages.
Yeah.
Those were great games too. Jeez, like all the Zelda games.
I'm sure they were. I had it for a bit. I think I had it because my friend Corey had another one. similar. And so I was just like, that's cool. And so like Corey and I basically just had either the same game or different versions of the same game growing up. Like we always paralleled each other. Like if I had gold version, Pokemon. He had silver. Yeah. So that's about how that went. So I'm sure he had some version of Zelda at that time. And I was like, I'll have another one.
I really hope Nintendo goes back to the Oracle games, actually, because those were like, now that you've said that, I'm like reminiscing. It's like, those were good games.
I'm sure they were.
Just the, like, if you had both, there were like password systems where you could progress to an even further story if you had both of the games.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah, it was. But it was super fun. Like Nintendo just released Metroid Samus Returns, which was the second Metroid game, which was on the Game Boy. They just released that for Nintendo 3DS, for the 3DS. Yeah, they remade it. That's
probably the next purchase I'm going to do is a 2DS.
Yeah,
XL.
Definitely. Like I actually traded down. Like I sold my 3DS XL for a 2DS XL because I liked the colors. It was black and cyan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm going to get.
Because I actually have the cyan joysticks. I mean Joy-Cons for the Switch. So my Switch is also black and cyan. So I was like, matching. Yes, and I'm gonna play one or the other.
That's true. Yeah, no, I think I'll probably make that purchase next week sometime, so we can have it before we go to PAX.
Yeah,
that way definitely. I can enjoy the street passing thing that you and David always did. And I was always like, I wonder what that's like.
Addicting,
yeah, I imagine they are.
They're so addicting. But they're so like simplistic too. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But Metroid Samus Returns is definitely recommended.
Yeah, I imagine. I'm playing through Super Metroid on my SNES, and I love it.
Well, it's very reminiscent.
I'm sure it will be because I think Super Metroid is the third.
Yeah. It was the third game
because it was after this game that you just mentioned. So
this was Metroid for NES, then Samus Returns for Game Boy, and then Super Metroid for Super Nintendo, of course.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. The SNES has been a lot of fun for me this year. Nintendo's just done great things.
Oh man, they've nailed it so many times.
The 2DS XL came out this year too, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, gosh, man.
Granted,
I'm excited.
They didn't really need to bring out a 2DS XL.
No, but I'm so glad they did. They crushed it. They were like, for all those people who have waited for way too long to get into this, this is for you. And like, that's me in a nutshell. I'm gonna get that, and now I've got 600 games I can go through for the 3DS.
Yeah, I never played with the 3D one.
Yeah, I know. When it first came out, when the 3DS first came out, I was like, I'm never gonna use that. I was like, I don't care about this at all. It's like I was gonna go in to whatever the newest DS at the time was, and then the 3DS came out, and they were like, there are games for this that you won't be able to play on the other ones, and I was like,
the new 3DS.
Why?
You know, they could have, like, they received a bit of backlash with the new 3DS,
right,
but like if they had called it something different, like the Super 3DS or something like that people would have freaked out about it.
Probably so.
Oh, Nintendo! Sometimes you nail it, sometimes
they trip, and then they come back and they're like, "Hey, just kidding, we love you. Look at all this great stuff." It's just it's funny, but hands down, it's been a great year for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness gracious! Looking forward to what they do next. I'm excited for more Metroid. There's a Kirby game coming out too, right?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, no, there is. They said that with
announced.
the Direct, the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
they said something about a Kirby game. There was a buff DDD for some reason. That's what I remember.
Super excited for that because like another game that I really enjoyed as a kid on the N64 was Kirby and the Crystal Shards.
Oh, it was such a great game. That game I remember thoroughly because you had to like get all the shards to get to the true ending, and that was like that freaked me out.
Just the mechanics of that in that game of combining different monster abilities, because like in Kirby games you can absorb monsters, and if they have an ability, you have that ability now. You fire, electricity, rock, ice, cutter, all those different things. And in this game you could combine two of them at a time, so there were just tons of different possibilities. It was so cool. I like combining electricity with rock, and you get a big yo-yo a big rock yo-yo on an electric string. So cool. And combining like ice and cutter, and you just skate around on ice skates, or ice and...
Oh man, I haven't played that in a long time.
Ice and rock, and it turns into that...
Excuse me.
That thing they use in that sport that like barely anyone plays. Hurling, or whatever it is. Curling? Curling's what it is. Yes, when they have this rock, right? and it's got a handle on the top of it, and they push the rock out on
Oh
the
yeah,
ice.
yeah. That's like a Canadian thing.
Yeah, you turn into that thing, and you just run through stuff. It's so fun. That game was amazing. And then fire cutter, and you spit out a flaming sword. It's so
That was a great game. Like,
so fun.
I haven't played very many Kirby games, but I did play that one, and I have fond memories.
I've seen copies of it in stores now. It's like $60 to $80.
I believe it.
And like, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. That game's got to be in such high demand. So yeah, I'm so.
Oh man, I can't Nintendo better release like the Virtual Console next year. I swear to God, there's so many games I want to play on the Switch that I played in my childhood.
Yeah, I agree. I
Paper Mario, holy crap! There's Thousand Year Door for the GameCube.
I never played any of the Paper Marios.
Oh my God, they're so good. Then they
evolved. So like in the GameCube era, we're talking about things that are not from this year at all.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine. I'll deal with that.
We're thinking of the future because I'm pretty sure that Nintendo is going to release the Virtual Console next year. So that's something to look forward to. But anyway, that's for old games, so that's what we're going for.
We're looking forward so that we can look back and reminisce.
Yeah.
During the GameCube era, so I have my GameCube right there. I had a GameCube and then I had a PlayStation 2, and my GameCube got no love because I had a PlayStation 2.
Sony knocked it out the park with their
the
PS2.
greatest gaming system ever created.
Seriously.
So I spent a lot of time on that. So like I played a lot of things like Sly Cooper was really big for me. I also really like fighting games. So Soul Calibur 2 was great. Soul Calibur 3 was also on the PS2.
You're gonna get Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Maybe. Okay. Is that one? Which one? No, Xenoverse is on the Switch right now, right?
No idea. Oh yeah. Xenoverse, yeah.
I played the original Budokai on PlayStation, which it was like one of the first games I rented because back in the day there were these things called video stores. And you could go there and you could rent movies.
I used to work at one.
And you could
I did. I used to work for Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Man, that place bit it real hard.
They laughed at Netflix too.
Gosh,
that was funny. Like the CEOs of Netflix were laughed out of the Blockbuster meeting room. That was funny.
Gosh, that's bad.
Anyway, video rentals.
So like the first like video game I rented for my PlayStation 2 was Dragon Ball Z Budokai, and I didn't understand memory cards at the time, and so I didn't have a memory card that I could save data onto. So I was like, crap.
All these characters I can unlock without paying for them.
Yeah. So I just left my PlayStation 2 on, and I just beat the crap out of everyone. Like I spent a day just going through all the stories and getting all the characters, so I could just enjoy it for a day. And then I turned it off, and then
it lost forever.
Yep, actually true. Yeah. That's funny. But Budokai was a lot of fun. I like Soul Calibur is probably my favorite fighter. I like Tekken a lot too. It's from the same company, so that makes sense. Yeah.
There's another Soul Calibur coming out.
Yes, finally. They've been so quiet for so long.
Should be next year, I think.
Jeezums. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That'll be fun. I actually never really played 5. I own it, but my 360 just junked out on me, so I have to get that fixed before I play it. But yeah, this. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for more of that. But I also enjoyed the Final Fantasy games, so I played a lot of those.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake should be out next year.
Yeah, that's right.
2018 is going to be so good.
It's going to be fun, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's going to be fun. Okay. So, outside of Nintendo, are there other video game things there are plenty of video game things that happen this year. I really want to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I wrote down.
Cool.
I really want to play it. I haven't played it yet. I want to.
See, that's the next big console I get will almost certainly be a PS4.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll probably be early next year that I do that.
Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is theoretically coming out next year.
Theoretically. I don't even care about Kingdom Hearts at this point. It's like, it'll come out when it comes out.
Yeah.
My grandkids will play it.
Maybe. Who knows?
But yeah, I'm excited for Horizon Zero Dawn. I'd like to play that game. And then also the freaking Final Fantasy 12 was probably my favorite Final Fantasy, and the remastered version came out for PS4. I want my hands on that so bad. So I'm excited for that. Gosh, what else happened this year? I don't know much.
Xbox One X came out. So.
Stupid.
Bravo, Microsoft.
Whatever.
Easy clap.
So I think outside of that, our knowledge of video games, I think from there isn't super great.
Yeah, well, they
Brawlhalla launched on the PS4 and the PC this year, full version. Yeah, heck yeah, it's the only other game I play. I haven't played Brawlhalla in a couple of months. I need to get back on that.
But Metroid Prime 4 was announced.
Right.
This
yes,
year.
the new Metroid is coming out. That's going to come out next year, and that's
well, theoretically next year.
going
It
to
might
blow
be
people's
2019.
mind. That's right.
And Bayonetta 3 was announced as well.
Truth. Never played a single Bayonetta game.
I'm totally going to pick up the Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Switch.
Yeah. That's, are they available right now on the Switch?
No. They're coming out in February, I think.
Gotcha. They're going to come out in like a combo pack? Or you're gonna buy it? Okay.
It's going to come out as Bayonetta 2, but Bayonetta 1 is also included.
Gotcha.
But it's going to be Bayonetta 2. But that's something people were looking forward to. And I'm super interested.
What are those games?
So, Bayonetta is a witch.
Right.
She uses her hair for special magical things, usually fighting. I don't know too much about it, but I know she's very promiscuous.
Yeah, overtly sexual.
Yeah.
that's all, like I saw like screenshots from the first game when it came out years ago, and I was like, I'll probably never play this.
But at the same time, she's very like strong, independent woman.
Gotcha.
Like she uses her
in order to counterbalance the fact that they're overtly sexualizing her.
Yeah.
They make her very strong.
But I'm pretty sure like her outfit is her hair as well.
Right, yeah, something like that.
So it's I heard it's super good. Like the gameplay is interesting.
Is it like a? I imagine it must be something like a.
It's an RPG, I believe.
Well, I was thinking it was something like Devil May Cry or something.
Yes,
like that.
yeah. That's actually like very, very similar, I believe.
She has. If anyone knows what that game is.
Oh, Ethan. But no, like I've been wanting to play Bayonetta, but I haven't gotten it. Like it was released out on Steam. And I was like. At that point, when I decided, I was like, the Switch is coming out, so the Switch is probably going to be released with Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to wait for that. And now it's actually happening. So.
Heck yeah, paying off. Look at that.
Waiting.
You early adopter, adopter. Early adopter.
I did buy a release Switch, so that was fun.
Yeah, I'm the latest adopter I can think of.
So many people got it for Christmas, dude.
I understand that, but I mean... If you take away my Switch, look around me. What systems do I have? I
have a GameCube.
The most updated system I have is a 360. That is it.
Yeah.
I even have the first version of the DS, the first one. And I didn't buy it. It was given to me by a friend.
Pawn it.
So...
Get the money for it.
Oh my gosh.
Trade it for a 2DS XL.
Any hoozles, yeah. No... So I adopt very late after things have been reviewed and tested many, many times. So I'm excited to get the 2DS for the Pokemon games. That's probably the main reason I would get a handheld game system.
I was kind of disappointed in the latest ones, honestly. Like I didn't play Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, but I did play Moon for a little while and I didn't get very far.
I hear the Ultras improve pretty well on the other one, so I'm not even going to get the other ones. I'm going to get the Ultras.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get an Ultra. But I mean, I also have, you know me, I have generations of Pokemon that I haven't played.
Yeah.
The latest one I played was Pearl. So I've got what?
Which is about to get a remake, most likely.
3-4 generations that I can play through. So like that should be fine. And Pearl was terrible, so everything's looking up from there. Gosh, that game was bad.
It was alright. It wasn't that really bad. But next year, Pokemon Switch should be coming out. A Switch,
right?
Pokemon Switch.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Like
for that.
I saw a few rumors on it based around it. It's like it's going to be like real time battling.
Ooh.
It's going to be similar to like Pokken style like fighting. I mean, it's probably not like you control the Pokemon like that or anything.
Right.
But I know they want to do some crazy stuff with it, and they said it's probably sooner than we think. So it might be next year. So
I mean, like that. Nintendo's been surprising us with all kinds of like releases, because I just think I think recently they've mastered the art of not telling you a lot about something until it's almost out, which is that's
what they did with Odyssey.
I appreciate Jesus so Christ. Much, right? Yeah,
I didn't even realize it was coming out the next week. I had noticed, I was like, oh crap, it's coming out next week. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I just looking forward to good things from them. Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
So I think it was a pretty good year for Marvel.
Oh man, it was so good for
It's
Marvel.
3, right?
Multiple.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I think those were the 3 of this year. I don't know if anything else happened. Specifically for Marvel Studios, I don't recall if anyone else did. I mean, Fox put out. Did Logan happen this year?
Yes,
Logan happened this year, which I think was good. I have not seen it.
I haven't either. I'm not too much into the X-Men actually, but I heard
sorry,
it was good.
Michael. Michael was on last week. He really likes Logan. I'm sure he'll hear this and curse me.
I just watched Coco 2 days ago.
Oh, wasn't it good?
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like I cried. My mom cried. I've never seen my mom cry in a movie.
Oh man!
And she was crying. I was like, "That's incredible."
It's hardcore.
Oh my god, I was crying.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a.
and I
watch.
expected a lot more similarities to Book of Life, I suppose.
Right.
And there were similarities,
Yeah, there are glaring similarities,
but at the same time,
it's very much
it
so
is
part.
good with its own like plot and stuff.
Yeah, definitely so.
Which Book of Life you should watch as well if you haven't.
Yes.
It's so good.
I
Holy
agree.
crap.
Recommend that. David also recommends that.
David loves that movie.
He does.
I mean, it's a great movie. But,
Yeah.
But Coco is good on its own
Yeah. I already agree.
Disney Pixar-y thing.
But yeah, in that same vein of Disney, Marvel.
Disney. We're going to start calling movies Disney's.
Gosh.
Because Disney is buying everything.
Well, they bought Fox. That's a big
Yeah.
thing that happened this year. Well, they didn't buy Fox. They bought
I mean, they pretty much bought
butt ton of, of
Like
IPs.
Fantastic Four belongs to them now. The X-Men belong to them.
Yeah, isn't that... Oh,
That's crazy. Spider-Man. Well, no, Spider-Man's Sony.
yeah, Spider-Man.
What else did they get? Holy crap.
They got most of it, because, I mean, most of the Marvel properties were split between Marvel Studios and Fox, with the exception of Spider-Man and his small roster of things that Sony had, if I understand that correctly. So Fox had most of the other big chunks, like the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and a lot of villains and other characters related to that. So I think
We
it's
might have a good Fantastic Four movie coming eventually.
Maybe. I mean, just imagine, Eddie.
Oh my god. A not bad Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Good lord.
Crazy.
Yeah. Nah, and so I liked all 3 of the movies that came out that we mentioned. I don't know. Maybe there's another one that we forgot to mention.
Probably.
But it was probably good if there was one.
Iron Man 4. No.
I really liked the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It was a good fun time. It's pushed the characters, I think the relationships a little bit more and let us learn about them, which was fun.
Yeah. Didn't add too much to the plot. Like
No.
overarching plot, but it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what those movies were meant to be. It's just like a good romp, a good time out in space. It doesn't necessarily need to add, because I mean, the first one, the really only thing it did was give us another stone. And I don't think it would have made sense for them to do another stone in the second film, so they didn't.
Good on them.
Yeah, and that trailer though for the new
The Infinity War.
gosh,
It's going to be good.
that trailer.
I can't wait for Black Panther either. I'm like,
Right.
It's going to be so good next year.
I'm so excited.
Next year's going to be so good for movies too.
Yes, it's going to be a great year. But Spider-Man,
Oh, Spider-Man.
so good. I really do enjoy that film. I've seen it several times in theaters.
I still like thinking back on Spider-Man, like the whole like reveal with him seeing his interest's father being like that got me. Like I was like, holy crap.
Same here. Yeah, it was nuts. It was
such a good twist.
Like, I hate the trailers for that film and all the different twists that they reveal in the trailers, but I love that they still had plenty of twists and secrets in the movie.
Which
after
is,
that.
that should be the thing that you do with trailers.
Yeah, so I just, it was good. Yeah, that was a fun film, really good time. And Ragnarok was also great. I think all of the films this year for Marvel have been on the funnier side. Yeah, they've been spot on, they've been good. They've been funnier, lighter. I mean, they all have their dark moments. I mean,
Of course. But
whole boy killed his dad.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man had to nearly kill his booze dad. And then what? Ragnarok. Their dad also dies. There's so many dad things in Marvel. I
There's
know I've
so
talked about
many
this
dad
before,
things.
but there's so many dad things in Marvel. It's crazy.
But I think they're doing this for a reason, because I think Infinity War is going to be pretty dark.
Yeah, probably. That's
Like, I'm pretty sure like
likely
2 or
the
3
case.
heroes are going to die.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks like Black Panther will be pretty straight laced, pretty dark and gritty and fun, or dark and gritty and less humor, which is cool. I'm alright with that.
oh yeah.
I'm super excited for that. That place looks so cool. I'm so ready for that movie.
It's going to be good.
For a new little corner of the Marvel universe we haven't really explored at all, and I'm excited for that. So I'm so glad that we're so far, we're years into this Marvel universe, and there's still plenty of fun things to discover, plenty of things we haven't seen yet. It's good. It's been a good year for them.
But the climax is coming.
Yeah.
It's a coming.
Cool. Next year's gonna be super cool.
It's going to be a doozy.
Super cool. So what we get Infinity War and Black Panther. Is there anything else coming out next year for them? Is Ms. Marvel,
probably.
Captain Marvel next year? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel is next year.
Guide us, Google.
Incredibles 2 is coming out.
Yes, gosh, yes.
But that's not Marvel, but yes, June 15th.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
I do remember seeing that.
Yes. I'm actually pretty excited for that, because I don't know, people I think are kind of divided on Ant-Man, but I love that film.
I haven't
It was
actually
really
seen
fun.
it myself. I'll have to
What?
watch it. Yeah, I know. Like, I know who he is.
Okay, well, I expect
I've
a
seen
review of Ant-Man soon. We're
every
gonna watch
freaking
it.
Marvel movie except Ant-Man.
That's so strange. It's such a good film.
It didn't get a lot of attention, I think,
I guess maybe not.
compared to the others, at least. Like, I didn't hear a lot of people talking.
I think it
about
probably had a little more trouble than the others, because it lost a director.
Maybe.
It was going to be Edgar Wright at first, which I think would have been crazy cool. But then he left the project. I think he didn't have as much creative control as he wanted. But anywhoozles.
Mickey, get your hands out of those scripts.
But yeah, it turned out well. I like the film. But yeah, this year's been good for Marvel movies. Next year's going to be great for Marvel movies, I'm sure. They're good.
Yeah.
They're not too big to fail, but they continuously do good stuff. So,
Unfortunately, on the other
on the flip
spectrum,
side, the Marvel
DC.
Netflix series.
Oh no, I thought we were going the DC direction.
Not both of those.
Okay.
I'd say staying with Marvel, the Marvel Netflix series. This year we got 3 things, one of which was good, one of which wasn't bad, one of which was super lame. So we started with Iron Fist. It was early this year.
Was that this year?
I'm pretty sure it was, right? Oh. I feel like Iron Fist was early this year, and then...
It might have been this year. This feels like early last year, though.
Iron Fist.
I mean, late last year, not early.
Netflix.
It might have been the middle of the year.
Date.
June,
I'm pretty sure it was
actually.
Marchish. Yeah, March 17. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I remember being excited about it in my last semester of college. So, yeah, that, and then The Defenders came out in August, and then The Punisher just came out last month, month before, last month.
Yeah.
So yeah, those 3 things came out. The Punisher was good. The Defenders wasn't bad. And Iron Fist was just so
biased.
So just look, y'all have heard me rant about this before. If you've listened to,
I
other
enjoy
episodes.
The Defenders.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was good as well, not just okay.
Right. I just
No,
I don't remember my exact complaints about it, because like David and I think we did like it, and I'm pretty sure I liked it. I liked watching it because I liked a lot of the things that we finally got to see, which was like them interacting. I love their interactions. I love the fight between Daredevil and Iron Fist. I love that someone put Iron Fist in his place. But there's just a lot of dumb things that happen in it, and I'm just like, why was this a thing? Also, Stick's in it, which makes me hate everything. I hate Stick. I'm so glad he died. He's such a terrible, terrible person.
He is pretty terrible.
He's the worst. And he causes so many problems that he could have solved.
Without being a douche.
Yes, precisely. He could have solved them with an email. Like, Jesus. Gosh, I was talking with Michael today about The Punisher, which led to us talking about Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I was mentioning this to you earlier, but like, it just made me start remembering Luke Cage and Iron Fist and just the things that I hate about them. And like, man, I hope they do better in the next seasons of those 2 shows, respectively. Oh, because they're going to be hard put to get me to like or trust Iron Fist, and they're going to be hard put to get me to just feel something for Luke Cage, because like I can't root for either of them.
Well, I think like I liked Luke Cage, but Iron Fist I did not like, and especially because I don't see the point in his character having super powerful fist whenever we have Luke Cage, because he can basically do the same things.
I know. So
what do we have?
The point of him is supposed to be the fact that he's real zen and chill.
But he's
the opposite of that. He's supposed to
all.
have a very good understanding of who he is and his purpose, and he helps round out the team. He helps them remain calm, and it's just so strange.
And we get that he trained under like martial artists, masters, and things like that for years.
Right.
And everything about martial arts is about balance and,
yes,
and keeping control of yourself, and
he's so bad at that,
and it's not at all
and
showing.
On top of that, he's
like 15 years
because he's the Iron Fist. He should be able to beat basically anyone. He should be amazing at martial arts, and he's not. Daredevil could have handed it to him if he really, really wanted to, and I so wish that fight would have gone on longer. Gosh, I like freaking Daredevil.
Daredevil's good.
So good. And it's just, yeah. Anyways, Iron Fist sucked. Defenders had very redeemable moments and other moments that I thought were dumb. Eddie liked it. That's great.
Yeah.
Good on you, Eddie. And then I think the Punisher was a breath of fresh air, in my opinion, and step in the right direction. It was because, again, like we talked about, it was a show about a character who knew what he was doing, knew why he was doing it, and wasn't afraid to go do it. And I think that was refreshing to...
And he went and did it.
Yeah, and he went and did it. It was refreshing compared against Iron Fist, where we have no idea why Danny Rand did anything ever, and neither did he.
He's the immortal Iron Fist, and he
gosh.
made sure everyone knew that all the time.
My gosh, even though he doesn't even know what that means.
Nope.
And then Luke Cage, who just didn't want to be a hero for 13 hours, and still doesn't. And still wouldn't, had someone not said, hey, maybe Harlem would get hurt by this thing. And he was like, oh, well, I gotta protect Harlem. I don't understand why you're not from there. You were there for a year? Maybe. You're from Georgia. Why? What is... Gosh, I hate this. I hate Luke Cage's motivation. I hate Iron Fist's lack of motivation. I hate everything about the two of them right now, and they need to fix them really badly if they want me to be on board for their shows. Although I'll probably watch it anyway, so I can rant about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to something else.
Like most people do. Well, I mean, there's DC movies, which we can talk about and get more angry about.
Gosh, yes. Well, I mean,
there's
Wonder Woman was a shining light in that
she was great. That
dark,
was a great movie.
Dismal universe.
Crazy how good that movie was.
Yes.
I enjoyed it very much.
It's very, very good. And it's just like... it's a shame, because like, I feel like we look at it and we're like, man, that movie was great. In reality, it was just solid, really is what it was. Because of that, it was a step up from everything. Right, because we had to look at that versus every other thing DC's done. We were like, man, this movie's great.
Compared to this
other
garbage.
Right, because it was a decent film for a superhero. And then the rest of this, it's just like, why?
And it's unfortunate, but...
It is. And then Justice League, which was just...
sad face.
Meh. Yeah, it was good in that it wasn't a complete and total failure. But it's, like we mentioned before, it looked like a PlayStation 2 game, and there was a few good shining things in it that were fun. I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to really pull this universe out from where it is, but we're never sure of that because their plans change after every release of a movie. So,
yeah, because their directors get all crazy and they leave and come back.
And they've just met with... Because I think... I don't think the Justice League movie did as well financially as Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if any of them have done as well as that movie, which
Probably
is
not, 'cause...
such a shame. It made like 800 some odd million.
Yeah, and then people got disappointed over it. And
right.
It's like, well, I'm never doing this again.
People learned their lesson from that, and they're like, well, I can't trust DC anymore. And then Wonder Woman was good, but then Justice League was mad. Like, the thing is, they put themselves in a corner where if their movies after that weren't amazing, they weren't going to be able to hold on to people. And like, Suicide Squad came out just after BVS, and it wasn't amazing. Mm-mm. Wonder Woman came out and it was amazing, but because it was a good, solid film juxtaposed against all this other nonsense. And then Justice League came out, and guess what? It wasn't amazing. It certainly wasn't the Justice League film it should have been, the amazing film that to represent the Justice League, the greatest superhero team up group that we have in comics. This was not a representation of that at all. So
fingers crossed for Aquaman.
Yeah.
But Aquaman should have came out before Justice League was released.
Probably
and we've said that probably last podcast. But still,
I think it would have been better to build up a little bit more, and it would have given them more space between the death of Superman and his return. They would have done several things, but no. Maybe they wouldn't have had to CGI out his mustache.
So weird.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. Anyways, DC on the struggle bus as usual.
As usual. Thanks, WB.
Man.
Oh, those Warner Brothers.
What happened this year in the world of anime?
Ooh, lots of stuff.
We got this year was season 2 of My Hero.
Yep.
Which is good. Again, haven't watched season 2. I've read the manga.
Wait, you haven't seen season 2 of My Hero Academia?
I've only seen the first few episodes of season 1 because we watched them while we were at San Japan.
That's true.
While I was trying to sleep.
That's true. I remember
That's the only bit of anime I've seen.
You were like, hey, can you turn it down?
I was asleep when that was happening. Screw
you, Ethan.
I don't remember saying that at all.
Oh, you totally said it. Like,
I'm sure I did. No, because I know that I do that when I sleep. Like, I'll be in my sleep mode, but my mind will still be like, "Hey, y'all need to stop this." But I won't remember.
Like, I'm sure the manga is good, but
no. The manga is great.
Okay, the manga is great, but seeing it in motion,
I imagine seeing it in motion.
All the music's in the background.
I am so nostalgic for and connected to manga. I love it. It's my favorite medium. So look here, Eddie. I'm sure I'll see it in animation at some point. But I'm reading the manga, and I'm going to be reading the manga. Oh, it's just taking so long for Shonen Jump to put out.
Yep.
I know I could illegally read ahead, but I don't. Or I could subscribe to Shonen Jump. Technically, I have a month free of Shonen Jump, so I could pick up from wherever they are. But that's like several chapters ahead of where I last left off because I'm just following the graphic novels. So.
Yeah, well, for me, there was Food Wars. Season 3 came out.
Right now.
Or at least the first half. There's a second half coming in 2018.
I read the first chapter of that.
Did you?
I was like...
Interesting.
There were 3 foodgasms in this one chapter.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
hilarious.
I can't do this.
There was only one in the first episode.
I cannot watch this show.
That's funny.
I read this manga.
They don't show anything. It's just a mental...
It's so strange. I was just like, what is happening?
There was Attack on Titan Season 2.
Right, that did happen. I have not seen that.
Oh my god, Ethan.
Was it good?
It was good. It was alright. It was, I actually read the manga because I was so interested in the story. What was going on after the first season.
Righto. I almost did that. Yeah. And I almost started reading the One Punch Man manga, which I just might do. But season 2 is coming next year.
Season 2 is coming out early next year.
Yes, that's something I'm looking forward to.
But it was...
I might even have to get a streaming service or something.
The season 2 is... It changed a few things, like chronologically for the anime from the manga. Okay. Like, a few different things happened in the manga at different times than when it happened in the anime. So which is fine, which is actually better because there were confusing things that happened in the manga.
Gotcha, I understand. So when you read the manga, did you start from the beginning or from where you left off in the anime?
Probably where I picked up, actually, because I was like, I don't feel like going back and reading
That makes sense.
the old stuff. But I did continue, and I got up to a point, but then it started getting boring. I was like, because they drew the attention away from the Titans, which is what Attack on Titans is supposed to be. But they made it all about the humans and like the civil war that was building up.
In the manga or in the anime?
The manga. Between then and like there's this feud that was building up between like the church and like the citizens and stuff, or the rich people, you know, who ran the church and stuff. I don't know. It's this big social experiment or something. I don't know. It wasn't that great. It was the anime was good. Because the music for Attack on Titan was great.
Yeah, and that is something I'll say.
The music makes a lot for an anime for me, and that's why one of the reasons I like My Hero Academia so much. It's like one of the most notable songs came from My Hero Academia, and it's "You Say Run," and it's like this happens whenever something really badass happens in the anime.
Cool,
but there's lots of memes over it and stuff. It's hilarious.
Maybe I should watch that anime.
You probably should. It's I've heard it's pretty good. Kekai Sensen came with season 2 this year. You probably have never heard of it.
Nah. Tell me about it, Eddie.
Well, it is. Have you ever seen Fooly Cooly?
In theory.
In theory.
I've seen a few episodes when it like ran on Cartoon Network. So
it's very similar to Fooly Cooly.
Years ago.
It's episodic, in which it doesn't have a lot of continuity in it.
That sounds fun.
Basically, there's this kid. His name is Leonardo, and he has special eyes. You see,
Whoa.
And he has the eyes of God, or like God eyes, or something.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the specific name for it. But he can basically see things that other people can't, or have other people see things that he can see, projecting himself or his eyes through other people's eyes. I don't know. It's really weird. But it takes place in this futuristic, monster-ridden city of New York, kind of. Like crazy things happen every day. But it's still a functioning society.
Gotcha.
But you can see like a kaiju like walking in the background, destroying things.
Swag.
But he's part of this elite group that hunt down criminals, basically, and he helps them. Like he joins the crew and helps them take down big baddies. And it's like I said, it's episodic, so it's like monster of the day, monster of the week sort of thing. But at the same time, giving us a little more of each character. Like this past season has been nothing but like character intros, and it's season 2, and I'm like, really weird. And I don't mind it. It works for some reason. But each character has had their own little episode, and I'm hoping that season 3, if there is going to be a season 3, there's a bit more plot to it.
Did you ever watch Durarara?
No.
Or Bakano? Okay.
I've heard of them though.
Well,
tell me about them.
Do continue then, I guess. But no, Durarara is fantastic, and it's this big ensemble cast. I haven't seen Bakano. I hear it's superior. Whatever. I really like Durarara. I haven't seen the second series of it, but it's a ensemble cast and of this bunch of just different crazy people that live in Tokyo, in a section of Tokyo, and just about the weird things that go on there, and gangs and monsters and angels and demons, and it's just there's 3 main arcs in the first season, each detailing a little bit about, like, each arc is for a specific character, but like within those arcs you learn more about the other characters that are going on. Like everybody's kind of intertwined in small ways, and everything's just like a big old episode of Seinfeld. So
that sounds actually similar to Kekai.
Yeah, so. It's great. It's really cool. You should do that. It's on Netflix for free.
I will check it out. Maybe.
It's good though. I recommend it very highly. I also really love the music in that. Ruki's is punked as a
Yeah, we went and saw them.
As an intro. Yeah, they did the second intro for the first season.
Castlevania came out this year.
Yeah, holy crap, it did. That was cool.
That was a Netflix thing too.
Yeah, it was. I heard it was in the making for a long time.
Probably
before it actually came out. And what we got was essentially just like an
intro, 4 episodes.
Yeah, it was like a pilot for the season for what could be a season or a series, and hopefully they take it and go somewhere with it.
Well,
cool.
the season 2 has pretty much been confirmed.
Oh, that's cool, sweet. I like it. It was really good. It was animated at least partially by an animation company out of Austin, Texas, really close by. Really cool.
This is really good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Freaking awesome. Just the animation in that was great.
Yeah.
Fight scenes were so cool, and yeah, Jesus.
Lots of scary demons.
Yeah.
That were actually look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen it, but Boruto was this year as well.
Right.
Boruto, Naruto's son.
Yep. Kishimoto just keeping the money going.
Yep. You know, as you do whenever you have an amazing story to write.
Yeah, I guess. That's crazy. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. I imagine if you like Naruto, you probably like Boruto. Boruto. Yeah. I don't know much else that came out in the anime world.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot, but it's like...
I mean, obviously, yeah. I don't keep up with a lot of things. Goodness gracious. Didn't the newest Fate that you said was horrible come out this
Fate
year?
Apocrypha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen very much of it. Like, I saw, like, the first 4 episodes, and I was like, I'm bored. That's probably...
I started watching Zero this year.
Yeah, well, you definitely should, because Zero is far superior.
Yeah, it's really good. I was trying to think recently of like why I've dropped off of a couple things, and honestly, it started with The Punisher. When The Punisher came in, I was like, "This is all I'm watching because I have to finish it so I can podcast about it." And then, not long after that, I got a Switch. So
there goes all the plans forever.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's understandable. The Switch is worthy of attention.
It is. It super is. Like that's what I'm going to do right after we're done tonight. So
sounds good to me.
In manga land, we got My Hero Academia Vigilantes that we talked about earlier that I freaking love. Love that spinoff. Super excited for that. Hopefully it gets an anime adaptation. That would be amazing. And we got this little gem here. The Promised Neverland. Another thing that came out with Shonen Jump. Most of my manga that I'm going to talk about or know about at this point in time is going to come from Viz. This little thing is cool. I'm not huge into horror, but it's been fun. It's been really cool. It's very dystopian horror. I'd compare it to oh gosh, what is that? The Maze Runner series. I think I was.
That's coming out this year.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for the next one. Gosh,
it's like January too.
Yes,
like, it's coming out in a few weeks.
I'm ready for that. So ready. Jumanji came out this year too. That I really want to see.
It's getting raving reviews.
Yeah, I hear it's
amazing.
Good. I'm like, so glad that it's getting good reviews.
How does that happen?
I want to see. I'll probably see it this week.
But I mean, whenever you put Jack Black, The Rock,
Kevin Hart,
like all together in like one movie, I'm sure magic happens.
Yes, I'm excited about it. But The Promised Neverland is just interesting little thing. We start out in this orphanage where everything's lovely and fine, and the kids are really smart, and they take tests on these giant tablet things that look way too high tech to be in this rundown little orphanage. And there's a mom figure who's very nice and neat and all that stuff. And then, boom, we find out that children are being fed to demons, and thus begins the shenanigans. Kids are kept here until they're 12, I think, and then they're shipped off to be fed, or before. Like, they go before that age as well. Most of them go before, but like 12 is the maximum age you can be before you're fed. And then, it's the design for the demons is gnarly, and goodness gracious, it's really scary. It does a really good job of being very tense, because like the first volume, really, we haven't gotten out of the orphanage yet. It's been the kids probing things, trying to figure out how far they can go, trying to figure out what they have to deal with, and then at the same time, the mother knows that there's some kids that must have gotten privy to what's going on, but she doesn't know who they are yet. So she's trying to figure things out as well. And so it's this game of cat and mouse, I'd want to say, but the cat doesn't know who the mice are. And it's just, it seems like it would be slow, but it reads really fast, I think, just because of all the intensity that's in it. These kids are brilliant for being 11 years old, but there's the three oldest kids are 11, and they've basically come to the conclusion that they have to get out. One of them doesn't want to leave any of the kids, though. It's like she's like, we have to, if we're going to get out, we're going to take all the kids with us. And they're like, yeah, we get that. But one of the kids is very calculating. He's like,
it's impossible.
The chances of us getting out, the chances of all like 32 of us getting out and staying alive are minimal at best. But and so it's really neat to watch, or to read. Hopefully we'll get to watch it. Hopefully we'll get to watch it. Hopefully we'll get an anime adaptation. I'm not sure on the news on that if it has or not. The
animation companies are trying to go more into the horror thing, it looks like.
I think so too, yeah.
One of my friends was telling me that there's this horror, like it started off as like a webcomic. I don't know why like this is happening. Like One Punch Man started out as a webcomic and got translated into a manga and stuff. But there's another one, like there's this horror, I think it's called Junji or something like that. That's getting an anime adaptation. And
well, speaking of webcomics, so this year I picked up Webtoon, or I started reading on things on the Webtoon, which I don't know if you know of. It's probably the most popular Webtoon or like webcomic source that we have at the moment, and it's real good. It's got some good stuff, and there are tons of good things that have come out this year. Let me see if I can.
Junji Ito is a Japanese horror manga artist, so they're taking some of his manga and translating it into an anime, so that'll be interesting.
That's cool. Let's see, good things that came out this year. I think My Giant Nerd Boyfriend became featured this year. Yeah, early this year became featured. That's a great webcomic. If you're not reading that, get on that. Let's Play, that one's so fun. It's like a romantic comedy, and it's just such an enjoyable time.
Sounds familiar for some reason.
Let's Play?
Yeah.
It's real cool. It was in Discover for a little while, which means it wasn't featured yet, and then it got featured earlier this year. There's a new episode out. I'll just go ahead and read that later on tonight. But yeah, I read everything that was out in the Discover portion, then it got featured, which means I have to now wait for it to be released slowly again before it'll catch up to where I was. So like, but it's fun. It's this little developer chick. She's just like an indie developer doing her best to get known in the video game world, and this like real jerk. It's fun because it has little names for things that are different than our world. Like, so if you ever watch like Nick when you were a kid or a teenager, and they had like Nickelodeon, and they had things like the Game Sphere. Or like a pear rather than an Apple phone, things like that. Similar things. So like there's a VTuber in this comic who does games, who like your typical Let's Play guy who's obnoxious and yells a lot and things of that nature, and has a lot of followers that do whatever he wants for some weird reason. He reviews her game and reviews it really poorly, and so like all of his followers go onto the indie site wherever she puts her thing and gives her a whole bunch of bad reviews, and she gets her game gets shut down, her account gets shut down for a little while because of all the bad traffic, and so like just ruins her tiny little life for that in that little part. And then she finds out that he moves next door to her. So yeah, all this nonsense. It's drawn really well. It's gorgeous. So that's a lot of fun.
She can murder him.
Yes, she can kill him now. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's been really, really cool. So that's a good one. Hardcore Leveling Warrior is another one that I recommend. It's really cool. It's like the semi-future from now, and there's this virtual game that you can play while you're sleeping. So you play it through your phone. So you plug into your phone, put your headphones in, and while you're asleep, you basically full dive into this world, like in SAO.
That sounds counterintuitive to sleep.
Apparently it works just fine. I don't know, but it's interesting. And if I was this like jerk leveler who's like at level 100 because he's just really good at like sneaking and getting a bunch of stuff, and like he's just really good at just min-maxing and like getting the best he can out of the game, and being a jerk,
as you do when you're max level.
And there's a thing in the game where like if you die in certain areas or in PvP or whatever, you revert back to level 1.
Really?
So he drops from max level to level 1.
That sounds horrible.
It is
horrible. It's a horrible game again.
Absolutely horrible. What we find out is that up till now he'd been like sponsored to play this game by a certain company.
They drop.
And well, because of the contract, they don't drop him. They basically throw him into jail, and they're like, you have to work your way out of this debt before we'll let you out of here. And they've basically done this to several other big players. We find out, but he's also now at this point he's in there and he's in the game, and there's a whole lot of other intriguing things happening about other characters, but he's just like our main point of reference. He's the one we follow around and stuff, and so it's really cool. There's a bunch of intrigue. It's just fun to watch him. It's fun to watch him. He gets humbled, obviously, early on, but not really very much. He's basically just like, screw you, I'm going to work my way back up. Everything's going to be fine. And so it's fun to watch him outdo other characters that think down on him now because he's a lower level, but because he knows how to play the game, he's still good. And so like it's fun to watch. It's fun to read through. It's fun to see what happens in there. It's a good read. My biggest recommendation is Girls of the Wilds, but that one came out in 2014 or 15 and finished in 2016, so it's not technically from this year, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. It's really good. Go read it.
Okay.
Gosh, there's so many good things.
And these are all webcomics?
These are all webcomics. There's all these things are webcomics that I subscribe to.
Jesus Christ. He's moving his finger over the phone, and it's like
I'm just scrolling
tens of webcomics.
Yes. I love comics. I love comics. Room of Swords just came out. That's been really fun. I like the oh look.
That looks like Link. Is that Link?
It is not Link. It's just one of the characters, but I like the drawing style.
I got you.
Really good. Real good. This particular
Nintendo
one
would eat them.
This particular one is like a bunch of different warriors from different times have been put on this planet, and presumably I guess warriors from other planets as well. I don't know, but they've all been put on this planet and tasked with I don't know, finding a room of swords and doing a thing essentially.
Sounds like a Dead or Alive sort of situation.
It's neat. It's interesting, but there's a bunch of interesting things. It's just there are tons of stuff. The bad guys is great. It follows like a small time villain in like a superhero-esque world, like a world comparable to like My Hero, the world where like just heroes are your basic thing. I guess any other like DC or Marvel universe as well. Super cool. Heroin Chic, I cannot recommend that enough. It's so good. Gosh, where is it? It's about a girl or a woman who works as a fashion designer for superheroes. So it's another world where superheroes are the norm. And she starts out working for like your Edna Mode type character. Edna Mode. But yeah, and there's a brief stint where she has powers. There's just a lot of interesting things that happen to her and around her. It's a really cool world. There's a lot of cool superhero stuff in these webcomics as well. So it's just a good freaking time. Get into it. Oh man. Anywho, but I think those are the best things I think I can talk about in this year. But goodness gracious, looking forward to Some amazing anime. We're looking forward to season 3 of My Hero.
Season 3 of the second half of the season 3 of Food Wars.
Yeah, oh yeah, totes for goats.
I'm totally gonna
give me that Food Wars.
All over that.
Oh man, that's
Cardcaptor Sakura is getting a new.
I think
series.
I heard that.
It's gonna be so freaking.
So
good.
It's like a continuation.
Yes,
cool.
It's a basically. Previously, she makes Klaus cards, the magic cards, her own. So these are all the things that he created. She took claim of it because she's the new mage.
Right on.
For Guardians of the Cloud and
I
stuff
need to
like
rewatch that.
Oh, it's so good.
So long since I've seen it.
But this new arc is basically her in high school or in middle school. I don't know, one of the upper tiers of school, and all of the cloud cards go blank. They become clear, like they're just plastic.
Like glass, yeah.
And I haven't looked too much into it because I want to watch the anime. I did read a little bit of the manga. I'm pretty sure she's making her own spells.
Okay.
Now, and as opposed to translating Klau's cards to her own cards. So I don't know how that's going to affect very much, but I know that like Kiraberos, the big lion or the little plush lion, who is the guardian of the Cloud cards. I don't know if he's going to change any, or if Yue, the angel, is going to change any. But Cardcaptor Sakura is one of my favorites.
I have really fond memories of watching that when I was a kid. I don't want to find that again and watch it again.
It's so crazy. Like there's the trailer came out like a few months ago, and it looks amazing. Like it looks a lot, more modern. Yeah. But it also looks like the manga, like the manga characters. So it looks really good. Like I'm so excited for that.
And the manga is superior, so anything closer to that.
Well, saith Ethan's.
Thus saith Ethan. That's cool. No, and we're looking forward to
Sword Art is coming with a new anime too. Alicization, I think.
New series. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should be interesting. And Fooly Cooley's getting a new series.
I heard that,
which is going to be okay.
Used to be that thing. Yu Yu Hakusho is getting like a collector's release or something like that.
They're getting a newly animated like short or something.
Yeah.
Which is good because that's like the first hint of sort of remake.
Give me. I'm so ready for that.
I knew it'd be coming because I saw like the anniversary image that they put up. I was like, they're probably gauging interest.
Yeah, they are. And then, because it's amazing. I'm so ready.
I don't think I've watched anything past the.
I'm so ready.
The tournament thing that they did with Byakko and
the tournament thing.
The
4 Saint Beasts?
Yeah, the beasts.
So you haven't watched anything past like the first season?
Probably not.
Lord. Well, Eddie.
Sounds like
we're going to have to do that. We're going to watch Ant-Man and then all of Yu Yu Hakusho. Jeezums.
In Japanese, though. I have to be in Japanese.
Absolutely not.
With English subtitles.
No.
You're a meshy.
The dub for Yu Yu Hakusho is so great. It's so good. Oh man. Oh yes. But yeah, no, I'm excited for that. I want them to either reanimate it or give us something new. Because I mean, like, the series ends when Yusuke is 16. There's so much more to do. There's so much more places they can go. Like he's
transformed into JoJo.
So like. Yeah, like they've just got so much room to take it into new places, and I'm excited for that. I want them to do that. So
you're definitely looking at older animes to bring back, though. Because Cardcaptors occur.
I mean, Sailor Moon,
Crystal.
They redid Hunter x Hunter, which is another series from the guy that made Yu Yu Hakusho. So I mean, like, yeah,
Yu Yu Hakusho.
It makes sense.
Dragon Ball Super. Continued from Dragon Ball Z.
Right, exactly. Like, just everybody's nostalgia mining, and
it's good.
It's a great thing. We will
give you our money.
We are at the exact age to benefit from all of it. So
please keep doing it.
Yes, indeed. I mean,
I'm all for new stuff, but come on.
X-Files. Was that the new X-Files? Was that this year?
Probably.
Or late last year. They're getting another one soon. Another season, I think.
Maybe. I never watched the X-Files.
Freaking Stranger Things is... We didn't talk about Stranger Things. Stranger Things came out this year. Stranger Things 2. That was good. Gosh, that was good.
And series of unfortunate events came out this year.
Yes, so, accurate. Yes,
going to be good to see that sequel series with good old Neil Patrick Harris.
Did not watch any of it, but I've heard good things from you and other people.
Yep, should watch it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Oh.
Or don't watch it. You're not supposed to. It's very. You're supposed to look away. That's the theme song. Is look away, look away.
And then
you're not supposed to take pleasure in the unfortunates of the Baudelaire children.
Ethan
is sleepy. It's past his bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime. Do you think
he's gonna play more Switch.
Do you think Harry Potter happened?
Yes. No. Did
they've been coming out with the illustrated versions of the books,
right?
I think.
Yeah, that was one a year. That's coming out. Like this past recent one should have been Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, maybe it was.
But last year was Chamber of Secrets.
I bought Chamber of Secrets for my sister this year, but that was the first one. They didn't have the first one anywhere, so I bought her that one. So to start her collection at 2.
Good old Scholastics trying to milk that Harry Potter monies wherever they can.
Definitely, but I mean, and we're getting. Oh, that's right. The new movie got a title.
Yeah,
The Crimes of Grindelwald, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Which is coming out in November of next year, theoretically.
Which, and I mean, like it's called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Which I think they should have just called it The Crimes of Grindelwald. I don't think they need to name the whole series based off of.
Well, I mean, I think that's more of a. Because they called the Hunger Games Catching Fire. It's more of a clarity thing.
But when your name is already so long.
Yeah, no. And Fantastic Beasts came out in 2016. I just checked, but but Crimes of Grindelwald is coming out in November of next year.
In that same vein, it would have made more sense to me to call it Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then Harry Potter, The Crimes of Grindelwald. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. But yeah, I mean, it's just for clarity's sake. Like they did that with Twilight. Like they didn't
Twilight
call it
Saga.
Like all of the Ready Player One comes out next.
Gosh, that's right. I'm excited for that. So someone recommended that book to me like a year ago.
I heard the book was really bad.
I don't know.
I've heard a lot of bad things about the book, and people aren't. Well, I've seen a majority of what I've seen have been like cautiously optimistic about it. Like because there's a lot of what's the word? Branding.
Right.
Of course, because it's all pop culture stuff, and people are like afraid that Spielberg is trying to get in on the pie of geekdom, of nerddom.
Maybe so. I have heard that the book is just like a whole bunch of like name drops and references. Yeah. Which it could very well be, but I don't know. I'll see.
But I mean, Spielberg has made a lot of good movies. Yeah. So.
Truth. Here's hoping it's good.
Yeah. I hope it is. I'm going to watch it regardless, but
yeah, I'll definitely see it. And I don't know. I imagine it could end up being. It could end up being cool. It could end up being good. It could also end up being like BVS, where they were just like, "You like this stuff, right?" And they just like throw a whole bunch of like references at you, and they're like, "This makes a good movie, right?" You know.
Well, they're gonna be like references regardless.
Like but because that's the premise that this is already built off of, maybe there will have a story. And they'll just have this all around it.
I mean, it's interesting. Like we have to find One Piece and stuff. Like that's an interesting,
absolutely
plot.
Yep.
But I mean, we have Tracer in the trailer, so
become Neo, find the One Piece,
become king of the pirates,
Hokage,
become Hokage.
But yeah, that's the thing that's happening. There's a whole bunch of superhero movies coming out next year, though, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the Infinity War.
Right. We talked about the Marvel things. You mentioned The Incredibles 2, which I'm super excited about.
June 15th. There's
also
Black Panther February.
There's a couple of X-Men movies. We're getting
there's Deadpool.
Yeah. We're getting Dark Phoenix. Mm-hmm. We're getting the New Mutants, which is going to be like a horror film.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Have you not seen that trailer?
Nope.
Jurassic World, freaking Jurassic World's coming out. I'm so excited. Tomb Raider's coming out.
Tomb Raider
fairly soon in March. Pacific Rim, that's also soon, February, alongside Black Panther.
Which might be bad, but I mean,
well, not the same weekend.
Okay, that's good.
Freaking The Last Jedi happened this year. We haven't talked about that because we talked about it last week.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
Last Jedi.
That was amazing, divisive, but very good.
Theoretically, the Obi-Wan movie should be coming out next year.
Oh yeah, that would fall in line. Yep. Wow.
Because we had the Rogue One movie in between.
Yes, correct.
The Last Jedi.
That makes sense.
And Force Awakens.
Oh wait, no, wouldn't the Han Solo movie be coming out before?
What did I say? I said Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Han Solo would be
is
the
what
first
I meant.
one.
I don't know why I said
Gotcha.
Obi-Wan.
No, you're good. Because Obi-Wan would be better.
Han
That's
Solo.
Why. Why would we? Why do we need a Han Solo movie?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh, so Venom should be coming out this coming year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the animated Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah, Spider-Verse.
Gosh, that looks cool.
That's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, there's a trailer out for that looks really good. Oh, supposedly Aquaman?
Yeah, Aquaman should be coming out next year.
Yeah, like late next year. Also, supposedly the Transformers Bumblebee movie?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I knew it was a thing. I didn't know it was coming out this soon. I figured it was 2019. Maybe Google may be wrong, or the internet may be wrong.
Yeah, Google's never wrong.
Oh, man.
Believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and this will likely be our last round of Fox movies with Marvel IPs.
Because Disney's going to be like,
Disney's going to be like, nah, we got. I'm excited to see what they do with things. Like, I would love to see better use of the Netflix universe in Marvel. More characters, more heroes. Although that's going to be up in the air because Disney's eventually moving to their own streaming service too. So who knows?
Mistake, Disney. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, they're getting in on what I think a lot of people are going to be doing, which is making their own streaming service so that they can monetize better.
But that's it's gonna backfire because people aren't going to go to have these multiple streaming services as opposed to having just one.
What's going to happen, though, is people are going to bundle stuff. So, like, the people that have been selling as cable are going to start selling as streaming services, which has already kind of started to happen in some places. And I'm terrified for that to happen because then it's just going to become what cable and satellite is, where you pay a premium for 2 channels that you're going to watch and 60 channels you're not going to watch.
Thanks, Ajit Pai.
Yeah, it's just... Anyways, we're here to talk about good things.
Yeah.
So
not the crappy 2017 things.
2018 should be fun. 2017 has been really cool, I think, in terms of movies and entertainment, not in terms of much else. But anyways, I don't know. I think that about does it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Listeners, let us know if we missed anything.
Yeah.
Let us know if it's what you're looking forward to next year. And what you liked about this year. We did our best to just sit here and ramble for a bit on talking about this year and next. So,
and sometimes like previous things that have happened in previous years.
Yes, even earlier things.
2016 and
but
14.
Thanks for 6 months of this. Here's looking forward to another 6 months of Those Nerds You Know. Thanks for everything. Enjoy your 2018. Happy New Year and all that nonsense. We will see you in the new year. You can get to us at Twitter at TMYKPod. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. You can get the podcast on iTunes, on Google Play, Podbean, Castbox, Stitcher.
It's our itemized list of...
I'm constantly trying to find other places to put the pod up, so just keep a lookout. But if you like it, give us a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. Talk to us, let us know. We have a Gmail as well, thosenerdsyouknowpod@gmail.com. And let us know what you think. And if you like the show, tell a friend, share it with someone. We appreciate that. Give us a review on the iTunes. That would be lovely. But thanks so much for listening. My name's Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
And we are Those Nerds You Know. Bye.